So at the time of this recording, the beta is now live for the First Berserker Khazan. Now keep in mind, there are a lot of people on Twitch streaming the game right now. So if you did not get picked initially for the beta test, you are to go watch one of those streamers. And if that happens to be me, then of course, I appreciate it. But watch one of the streamers for about an hour or so. You will get yourself a code for either PlayStation or Xbox. But you also have to make sure that your Twitch account, is linked to your Nexon account. From that point on, you go ahead, you get a code again for either Xbox or PlayStation, redeem it, and you're good to go. Now, let's get into what I wanted to discuss for a little bit. This game, I'm not going to hold you. I don't know much about the Berserker class from Dungeon Fighter Online. I maybe dabbled with it a little bit. And I've maybe seen a little bit of it via like DNF Duel and maybe like some animated shorts from Dungeon Fighter Online itself. But I will say right now, for how they're introducing us to the first Berserker ever, this is actually kind of OD. A lot of the stuff that you're going to see in the game, if you're not playing it yourself, watching somebody else play it, this stuff is pretty damn interesting. Now, the story revolves around the main protagonist being that of Khazan. He is to be executed, of course. But along the way, I guess you could say like divine intervention played a part in him not being executed. And in the process of that, he is now having to keep a evil spirit from possessing his body. From that point on, I'm not going to spoil too much because, well, let's say if I spoil the game, you're not going to want to play it. I'd rather you see it for yourself. Now, if you're going to ask me about the mechanics of the game, the mechanics were very smooth, very responsive. On top of that, I was able to do a lot of what I was able to do in the time that I was able to play. Now, there are some moments during, like, let's say, boss fights that I was either blocking and or dodging, and some attacks were connecting when that shouldn't have connected from the boss. But of course, I'm able to just let it go real quick and focus on the task at hand. But other than that, yes, the boss fights, let's get into the boss fights. The boss fights definitely will be a little challenging for those that are not inclined to playing Soulsborne genre games. Now, for those that have basically been molded by the Soulsborne genre, they will thrive in this game. In fact, those bosses will not even seem difficult to those that have played a lot of the Soulsborne genre games. I will say, for someone like myself who's basically a casual in the Soulsborne genre, yeah, it was very challenging for me. To be fair, I got through this beta in like 5 hours, but I spent the last 3 hours of that boss fight at the end, of course, trying to get through it. That boss was very, and I mean very, very difficult. And I'm not going to hold you. For someone like myself who doesn't necessarily play a lot of Soulsborne genre games, that was challenging for me. And yet at the same time, I'm sitting there and I'm playing and I'm telling myself, you know what, I can do this. All the while, I'm over here like, you know what, I'm just downloading the boss's patterns as best I possibly can, trying to at least notice some sort of pattern, some sort of flaw or mistake that the boss might make, which of course happened, and I was eventually able to beat that boss. Now, I will upload that boss run for you guys at a later date. But for now, I'm going to just leave you with this here. If you have not gotten into the beta, I urge you, go to Twitch, watch some streamers play it, get yourself a code so you can enjoy it for yourself. I promise you, it is worth the play. And within that beta itself, it is literally 6 to 8 hours of content waiting for you. So I'd say, yes, go play. Because I can sit here and tell you about the entire beta that I experienced for the last 6 to 8 hours. Everything I've seen, all the enemy archetypes, all that stuff. But I'd rather you see it for yourself. Because if I tell you about it, you're not going to want to see it. So yes, from me to you, please, if you can, go check it out. See it for yourself. And if you end up getting a hold of the beta and you end up playing it to the finish and you somehow ended up enjoying it or disliking it, you can come back to this video and leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. And with that, brings the end to today's video. If you are or a brand new viewer, I would urge you to please hit that subscribe button. Make sure my notifications are on so you don't miss another video from me, because I do plan to upload a lot of stuff on this game, from the boss fights themselves to even the enemy archetypes you'll probably end up mixing it up with. I won't show off too many because I don't want to spoil too much. Also, if you got questions about the game itself that you want answered, then you can always leave me some questions in the comment section below. I'll always be willing to sit there, turn the game on, go do some research, because I'm done with the beta. Like, I'm literally done with the beta. Like, I finished it. It took a minute, but you know what? I finished that last boss off. It was so satisfying for me to yell out, yes, I did it. Yeah, that last boss fight was literally mentally taxing for myself. And like anybody else that plays this game, might not be as bad for you, but for me, who doesn't really play a lot of Soulsborne games, yes, It was mentally taxing, but it was worth it, and I want more. I definitely want more. So, Nepal, Nexon, please, for the love of God, let us know when this game is coming out, because I want more of it, okay? That's it for me. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend, even though it did technically start today. Be on the lookout for some other content from yours truly, because I do plan to react to Dragon Ball Daima later on in the weekend, and I will have that reaction for you guys real soon. All right, peace.